The burrito method is a clever technique for creating a clean finish when sewing a facing or lining to a sleeveless bodice. It's a way around the conundrum of how to sew the pieces right sides together and turn them out again. It's so called because it involves some tight rolling. I'm demonstrating on the Tilly and the Buttons Noa pinafore. You can use this on other sleeveless bodices with a facing or lining. We're going to start once you've attached the facing or lining to the bodice at the neckline. Lay the bodice out flat, wrong side up with the facing right side up. Starting at one armhole, tightly roll up the bodice until you reach the shoulder seam on the opposite side. Wrap the loose unrolled edge of the facing around and under the rolled up part of the bodice to bring the facing armhole right sides together with the bodice armhole. The rolled up section will be sandwiched in between. Pin the facing and bodice together along the armhole, matching corners, notches and shoulder seams. With the interfacing face up, stitch the pinned facing and bodice armholes together. Make sure the rolled up part of the bodice stays out of the way of the stitching. Trim the seam allowances, grading the facing layer a little narrower to reduce bulk. Clip into the curves, close to but not over the stitching. This will help the seam allowances sit flat when turned to the inside of the bodice. To help create a neat seam line, use the tip of the iron to press the seam allowances apart, then towards the facing. Now pull the bodice through to the right side and press again. Now you can repeat the process on the other armhole. This time start rolling from the stitched armhole end. To help keep the facing or lining on the inside of the bodice, understitch it to the armhole seam allowances close to the seam line. You won't be able to get the presser foot all the way up to the shoulder seam. Start sewing at one side seam and sew as far as you can before starting again at the other side seam. Press the facing or lining to the inside of the bodice, rolling the armhole seam line in slightly so it's not visible from the outside. To join the side seams, lay the front bodice over the back bodice right sides together and fold the facing or lining away from the bodice at the side seams. Pin the front and back together along each side seam from facing or lining corner to bodice corner, aligning armhole seams and notches. Now you can stitch in one continuous line down each side, trim, finish and press the seam allowances. And you're done! A lovely neat finish on your sleeveless bodice. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more sewing tips and tutorials.